Another Brick fan with a Lego BrickHeadz review. This is Owen and Blue. This is set 41614. Was released in April 2018. Has 234 pieces, cost about $20 when it was released. These are BrickHeadz number 47 and 48, as you can see here on the box. And this is based on the Jurassic World movie series. Let's go ahead and get these built, and then we'll take a look at the final BrickHeadz. So here are Owen and Blue. Owen, of course, is the dinosaur trainer played by Chris Pratt in the movies. And Blue is the alpha, or in Chris Pratt's word, the beta, since he's the alpha dinosaur in this raptor pack. Blue looks best from the side because her eyes and mouth there are represented on the sides. And you can also see a couple other printed pieces. But let's go ahead and start with looking at Owen. First up we have Owen, and there's a bunch of printed pieces we see here with Owen. So he has these pockets that are done on 1x1 bricks on either side, kind of on a vest that he's wearing, and then he's got his shirt and belt underneath that vest, as you can see here. Moving around to the side, he has some nice sand blue sleeves over his hands here, which is a pretty close match to the shirt they have underneath. A little bit of sculpting in his hair. I like the little swoop there in the front. His ear, of course, and then his hair kind of goes way back in the back. It's kind of a slope back. There's some slopes in the back here and some extra buildup, some exposed studs to show off some of the texturing in his hair. Very plain back here, so it's just the back of his brown vest that you see there. On the other side, here's the other ear. So this is built very similar to the side we just looked at. Now his right hand here is facing forward, and he has a little pouch underneath that on his leg. And then he has this built up, looks like a tranquilizer dart gun. So there's a standard gun piece. There's a telescope piece here. And then a couple of clip pieces and then this this shot here in this nice bright green color. I do like it when they build up the accessories for these BrickHeadz because I think they scale much better than the minifigure accessories that just come with some of the BrickHeadz. So there's a good look at Owen. Let's take a look at Blue. Blue, of course, is a Velociraptor, and she's a very long BrickHead As you can see, her tail comes well past the base plate that she comes with. Most BrickHeadz are essentially a 4x4 build, and then they put them on a 6x6 base plate. And in this case, she extends past the front and the back of the base plate, so it's a very long BrickHead. See, her arms here are built. She has a printed 1x4 brick here with some scales representing, the scales on the dinosaur. She has this blue marking, that kind of blue striping that goes through, all done with plates and tiles. There's a printed tile here for the teeth in her mouth. Nice dark green, or the forest green coloring. If you look down here on her toes, she does have some black quarter rounds there to represent the talons on her toes as well. Looking in the front, you can see under her mouth there, you can sort of get the idea of her mouth beneath this long nose she has. This brown area in between the sand green, which is the base of her body. The other side is pretty much built the same way. That blue stripe kind of running through, the printed tile with the teeth, arm facing forward, and another one of those 1x4 bricks with the scales. Long tail in the back, which turned out quite nicely. Nothing moves on her. Sometimes when you have tails and other appendages on BrickHeadz, you do get a hinge or they're connected via clip pieces, which allows you to move them. But in this case, it's a very static model. Nice and flat and smooth here in the back. I like the way they created this nice 90-degree angle with these tiles. So putting blue at kind of an angle where you can see the whole figure from nose to tail, and this nice printing on these different pieces is probably the best way to pose this figure. Overall, a good set, and I think a good representation of the movie. These, of course, are two main characters in the movie, and they work together and sometimes fight against each other, but it makes for an interesting pairing for the movie. I think they capture the characters quite well here. Quickly on value, like I said, with most BrickHeadz, they generally cost about $10 per BrickHead. Since this is two full-size BrickHeadz, a $20 price tag is not bad. We have 234 pieces, so we're under the 10-cent per piece cost, which I usually look at as a good value. BrickHeadz are generally built as nice display pieces, and these do not disappoint. I think these would look really nice on a shelf with the rest of your Lego collection. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on these BrickHeadz. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I've left a link to my BrickHeadz review playlist up here on the screen.